Moti, a geological archive that preserves an important chapter of India's geological history. Located in the heart of Madhya Pradesh, about 15 kilometers from the Sagar district. Moti, as we see today, was not always like this. Around 65 million years ago, this landscape witnessed one of the Earth's most powerful volcanic events, eruption of the Deccan lava flows. Flow after flow poured out to build what geologists now call the Deccan volcanic province. Between eruptions, brief pauses allowed rivers, lakes, and marshes to lay down thin blankets of sediment. At Moti, such a pause preserved a narrow window in time, a calcareous sandstone layer just a meter thick, within which a mangrove world was entombed. In this narrow intertrapian band, researchers discovered a permineralized rhizome, a dense mat of more than 15 roots, each only a few millimeters thick, frozen in silica. At the center of this story is Professor Pradeep Kumar Kathal of Dr. Hari Singh Gaur University in Sagar, whose team collected and reported the Mothi rhizome, named Rhizopalmoxylon Nipoides. Working with colleagues from the Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences, he compared its anatomy with modern palms of families. Under the microscope, the anatomy is unmistakable. A single-layered rhizodermis, thick-walled exodermis, and an inner cortex transformed into great air chambers. Exactly the kind of spongy tissue that allows mangrove roots to breathe in waterlogged mud even today, with the closest living analog being Nypa fruticans. Each slide of the fossil tissue is not just anatomy, it is a witness to tropical rainforests surviving mass extinction. Let's hear the story of this discovery from Professor Kathal himself, who led the team that collected and named this remarkable fossil.
Viewers, I am telling you the story how I stumbled upon this fossil. That fossil of palm, which is also known as mangrove palm. In fact, Department of Geology organizes field trips of graduate and postgraduate students. I generally take students, those who are studying paleontology in 5th semester of BSc. So in 2015, a batch of BSc students was with me and we were studying intertrapians very close to Sagar near a village Mothi. All of a sudden we found that there is a kind of a tree-like structure which was not the tree of the present time. It was the tree that has been converted into stone, that we call is petrifaction and petrified stone. When we took it out, it was very big and very heavy. It had roots attached to it, as if we are seeing a living palm tree. So this in situ palm, it made us very curious as it was recovered from intertrapian and it was looking little different from others. So we collected this form along with other pieces of stamps, and then I contacted the scientist in Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleobotany at that time. Now it is called Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences, where Dr. Malhotra and Dr. Srivastav, they helped me in getting the sections of the palm roots cut so that they can be studied and seen under a microscope. They also helped me in the taxonomy, and we were surprised that this was a new genus root. And this new genus root was named after me as Rhizopoimoxylon typoides Cattell. And we also saw the details of the cellular structure of the stem, and we published it in international journal.
So, when you first walked up that basalt hill near Moti, did you have any idea that you might find something this special beneath the lava flows?
Yes, in Sagar district, there are places where we get some fossilized material between the two lava flows in sedimentary rocks.
For someone who has never seen this fossil, how would you describe Raboxypalmoxylon nowadays in simple visual terms? What does it look like under in your hands and under the microscope? How did you felt when you first hold it?
Well, when you see a fossil of palm from distance, you will feel that it is a piece of wood. But when you hold it in your hand, you find that it is so heavy. That means the vascular structure has been converted into stone, and that is why it has preserved. Otherwise, it would have got destroyed due to bacterial action.
What about under the microscope? Did you find something peculiar?
Yes, this is a process is called petrifaction, in which the material, plant material, is replaced molecule by molecule. So the entire xylem, phloem of other plants or vascular bundles of these plants, they are preserved, and nature is very nice preserver. And you can even see the different colors in the different vascular bundles.
And they are all natural, no dyes.
They are all natural because they are all stone.
Can you take us back to the exact moment when you realized, oh, this is not just any fossil, this could be a new species? And how it made you feel when you realized it could be a new species?
We got different types of fossilized uh, pieces of stems, and one or two were looking little different, maybe because the color was different or something. But until you do not cut its section, you cannot say whether it is new or not. So when the section was cut, then we were very surprised, and we found that the rather it is a new genus.
So, apart from this palm root, what other fossil heads from central India convince you that a marine or tidal environment existed here? Things like ferns or coastal trees or marine algae or something else.
In different parts of central India, we get some evidences of marine nature. In fact, in Sagar, when the geochemical analysis of some basalts were done, they were showing quasi-marine nature. My professor Alexander, he was working for his PhD, and he noted these signals, but there was no concrete evidence. So when this fossil was found and it was identified as a marine, quasi-marine palm, then we were very happy that how biology can confirm so complicated geological phenomena in few seconds.
Fieldwork in central India's heat and tube terrain is not easy. Is there a particular day in the field, maybe at Mothi, that you will never forget?
Well, we keep on going to different areas, and sometimes are surprised that how people have missed a particular rock or a fossil, and that makes it surprising, because every time you visit different outcrops, you find one or the other new evidence of geology or paleontology.
Based on the patterns of fossil, including your find from Mothi, what route for the ancient seaway do you personally find most convincing and why?
Well, this is very interesting. question which has been debated for a long time. In fact, Narmada Valley was supposed to have allowed the incursion of marine arm, as we get multiple marine fossils in Narmada Valley. Another valley that is known as Godavari Valley from the Bay of Bengal, it is also showing some evidences of marine nature, but it was not extending right up to central India. Now, this finding in Mothi, it is a kind of extension of rather Godavari rift instead of Narmada rift. So, this contention that the Godavari was more responsible for bringing the marine incursion in central India was strengthened.
Yes, sir. Sir, when we realized it was the closest to the mangrove palm that now lives in a coastal swamps and in centuries, what was the first reaction, especially knowing how far Moti is today's coastline?
A coastline is nearly 800 kilometers away, and we should not see India in this present context. In fact, India was not here. It was a little downward, southward, and the configuration, topographic configuration was such that few marine incursions were coming up to central India. And this is the first evidence that proves that Sagar, some of the Sagar basalts were quasi-marine in nature.
What were the difficulties you faced in this discovery?
Well, as I told you, first we collected the specimen and we were not knowing whether it will be a new species or not. And the facility of cutting section is available in BSIP. So the sections were cut and then we studied it. And then we had to compare it with all the known fossils. And it took a lot of time and consultation of literature in which BSIP helped me. Then, when we found that it is quasi-marine, then the problem was from where to bring in ocean in the central India. After publication of my paper recently, paper of Professor S.K. Tandon and co-worker Ghatak et al. In Earth Science Reviews, they have preferred Godavari route more convincing compared to the Narmada Valley route, and this is how this investigation was substantiated.
Sir, what role your students have in this discovery and what do you hope they carry forward?
Well, it is always said that if you are with your student, you can cover larger area in a small little period of time. So I was there with nearly 40 students. So there were 40 pairs of eyes. So we could collect more number of specimens in very less time, and one of them proved to be a new genus. Later on, BSIP and other organizations, they were attracted to this area and they have worked. I hope that they will select some of my students, those who have passed during these years in MTech, so that they can continue the work further.
Sir, this question was asked to me by my sister. I was telling her about the fossil. I told her about everything I knew, everything that I learned from you. She pokingly asked me that, okay, we know that it was this and this million years old. They were coastal region in central India. But why should I care? And why should a layman care about the history of Earth at all and this particular fossil at all?
You see, life started pretty late, and from unicellular to multicellular, it has evolved. Plants came first, and they have enriched this atmosphere with oxygen. So, evolution of plant is a matter of great concern to scientists, so that how the environment has gradually changed and how it might change in near future, that we have to ascertain by going through the stages in which the primary atmosphere was converted into secondary atmosphere, then tertiary atmosphere, and to the present level where the percentage of oxygen is very high. So these are the plants which have contributed. During volcanic activity, we seldom think that any plant activity could have evolved. But in finding like this, they said that evolution remained consistent and it happened even during the volcanic events. And now we find lot of volcanoes around in different other continents, and how their behavior towards the their effect in the on plant life can also be understood.
I would like to ask how this will help in the future studies, and particularly the future of studies here in Sagar, in Moti, or in Madhya Pradesh.
Indian subcontinent was not here, as I said. It has traveled from south to north for about 4,000 kilometers. Then it has dashed with Asia. And during that period, a lot of changes have occurred. Himalayas have started rising. A lot of changes were taking place in central India. So scientists, they always try studying the history in order to understand our present and future. And some scientists from Birbal Science Institute of Paleosciences, they have worked out the paleomagnetic reversal. In fact, the polarity of Earth has reversed many a times. So we call them as normal polarity and reverse polarity. So they have also worked on the reversal of polarity during this particular eruption. So it is a new line of research that has opened after the discovery of this fossil.
That's very interesting. And sir, as for botanist, since I personally am not from the geology background, what could botanists learn from the discovery of Rhizopermoxylon naivetes?
We can understand that the such type of plants which are occurring in the coastal area, from where they originated, what was the place of origin, how the new species are little different from the old species, and eventually how they have evolved, so that we can understand the present day vegetation. Mangroves are very important in saving the coastal areas from various tidal impact, and also if there is a tsunami or if the sea level is rising, we have to protect mangroves. And the behavior of mangroves can be related to the study which has been carried out.
Walking the very hillside where the palm of Moti was discovered, fragments of ancient palm roots and trunks still emerge from the thin intertrapian layer. The solid block of wood you see in this footage is the fossil of the Moti palm. Across the hill, we found the fragments of this trunk hidden in the soil of Moti. These fossils preserve a long forgotten story, not just of Moti, but of the Indian subcontinent itself. And in this tale, we find answers to the present day mysteries. The discovery of this palm root fossil ended a long lasting debate among geologists across India. For decades, it has been debated how the sea reached so far into the Indian subcontinent through a western Narmada Tapti seaway, an eastern Godavari corridor, or a continuous trans-Deccan strait. The Mothi rhizome strengthened the hypothesis of a short-lived Maastrichtian marine seaway advancing through the Godavari rift into central India, rather than a continuous Narmada corridor or trans-Deccan strait. By providing direct mangrove evidence in otherwise fluvial intertrapian beds. Today, the nearest coast lies hundreds of kilometers away. Yet this fossil root testifies to brackish water lapping at the heart of India. It reveals a tropical rainforest threaded with tidal channels, a warm, humid coastal ecosystem where today dry, deciduous forests stand. Eventually, the Deccan eruptions waned. The mangroves of Moti died. Their roots turned to stone as more lava sealed them in. In millions of years that followed, erosion unroofed the basalts, carving hills and valleys until the intertrapian window at Moti once again saw the light. Now, on a hillside above dry fields, a fossil root mat testifies that the heart of India was briefly a shore. It was when Sagar met the sea. This reminds us that we stand not on mere soil but on living history, the ancient geological saga of Earth.